Hello everyone, my name is Mikayla Chris, and today we are going to talk about one of my shortcomings here as a booktuber, which is not being very good about books that people send me. Some of my friends have noticed that there is a link down below in the description to an Amazon wish list, and some people have been wonderful to give me books off my wish list. Some of them I've read, many of them I haven't. Additionally, there's also a P.O. box address down there for people to send things to if they wish to, and this is going to be a public open service announcement. I am not the best, obviously, about getting to books that people send me. I am not the fastest reader, and I do not read the most books in a year, but I still very frequently have independent authors ask if I can review some of their books. I do hope to get to more independently published books in the future, but I will not be able to get to all of them. But here is what I will say. This is an open invitation. If you are an independent author and you send a book to the P.O. box down below, I will, at the very minimum, include your book in a video like this where I show your book, I talk about it, and then hopefully in the future I can start getting to some of these books and be better about mixing in self-published books with the books I try to catch up with in general. I would love to do that service to the community. Like I said, I can't promise timely reviews, but what I can say is if you send a book, I will talk about it at least in this video format. As soon as I announced that my P.O. box was open for the very first time, I was sent this book by an independent author. I believe the names are Elon Marsh and Christopher Warman. The book is called Seasons of Albedoon. In addition to having a beautiful cover, this book looks like it is short, which I love, especially in the fantasy genre, and it looks like it revolves around 4 different POV characters and the ways that their lives intersect to create whatever story is in this book. I am excited to get to this one, and especially since it's short, I would like to pick this one up and read it between some of my other reads, especially huge ones. But this was the very first book I was ever sent in this P.O. box. I have yet to read it, but I want to remedy that. Thank you so much to the author for sending this book in. I am very interested. Seasons of Albedoon. In addition to trying to give some exposure to independent authors, I've also been sent quite a few books as a gift. The independent author S.J. Sanders is a wonderful member of the booktube community. I see him taking part in Discords and trying to support other video creators. He is also a self-published author on his own right, and he's a big Star Wars fan, at least of Star Wars pre-Disney. As Star Wars has tangentially come up multiple times in my conversations with S.J. Sanders, it might be Saunders. But as Star Wars has come up multiple times, he was kind enough to send me both of these Star Wars books, which I would like to check out when I get the hankering for some good Star Wars. And I trust his opinion on Star Wars because he's such a big fan, and we have some similar complaints about the recent movies. This is Jedi Twilight Coruscant Nights 1, which is probably the beginning of at least a miniseries, and this is Darth Maul Shadowhunter. I didn't think I would ever have to care about Darth Maul again, but due to recent Star Wars canon changes, maybe I should care about Darth Maul. He's a cool character anyway. This is one of the Star Wars Legends books that takes place before all of the modern canon changes anyway, so it's probably pretty cool. The next few books were all sent by the same person, Chris from my Discord. Meeting Chris, being able to talk to him, hang out with him online, have many great conversations has been one of my highlights here on BookTube, and Chris has actually sent me quite a few cool things in my tenure here on BookTube. Additionally, he handcrafted a bunch of these coasters for me and sent them to me, and my sick Kindle case, which he imbibed with a freaking Stormlight Archive quote. I'm sure if you've been to the Discord, you've probably had an encounter with him. He likes to troll me, and he likes to welcome other people. But he sent me this book, The Blackhawks by David Ragg, and look at this freaking cover, man. I freaking love the art here. If you're familiar with tabletop RPGs, it kind of reminds me of the Pathfinder art. And honestly, the art is what made me interested in this book in the first place. I just saw it going around on Goodreads, saw the cover, and was like, I want to check this out. Chris sent it to me. He also sent me The Black Prism by Brent Weeks, which is a series I have been so interested in ever since first seeing it on BookTube. I feel like a lot less of my friends have read this series than some of the other big series, but the friends that I know that love this one love it a lot. I would really like to get to this series much sooner than later, and I'm especially excited because I've heard it has quite a controversial ending. Chris also sent over a full collection of the Sandman books by Neil Gaiman. He said that he was upgrading his collection with new editions and decided to send me his entire old collection, and I've been hearing amazing things about this series for years. My brother told me to read it. I've seen other people talk about it positively. My experience with Neil Gaiman was The Ocean at the End of the Lane. I talked about that in a previous video, and and I'm just so curious. I also have to mention another thing that Chris has done. As I mentioned before, Chris really likes to troll me, and he knows that I like video games, but something video game related that I hate is the character Waluigi. So what did he do for Christmas/New Year's break? He sent me a Waluigi plushie, which I cannot show you in the flesh. One, because I'm afraid to touch it, it would burn my skin. And two, because my son is sleeping with it, he loves it. In fact, there has been this horrible thing that has overcome the house, which is now when my son cannot think of anything to say, and he likes to talk. And when he has run out of things to say, or when he gets frustrated with something, he just goes, wah! And I cannot help but think that the Waluigi influence has something to do with that. I am worried for his future. Next up is a full set of the Broken Earth Trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. I have never read any of her books before, but Evie, a wonderful, wonderful member of this community, loves to give gifts, and she sent that to me. And especially since I've never read any N.K. Jemisin, and I've heard very good things about this series, it is something that I would love to get to. I wish that I had gotten to it already. I need to rectify that this year. At the very least, I should do the traditional thing that I do, which is read the first book in the series and go, this is really good, I should continue, and then start another series. Speaking of series that I've started but have not finished, Alan from the Library of Alexandria sent me a full collection of these old covers of the Lunar Chronicles, and I know that a lot of people like the newer covers, but I actually really like these more minimal older covers. And while it's easy to get the new covers, finding these old covers is a lot harder these days. I don't know why I have a preference for these ones. Maybe it's just because I'm an old person and these are the older covers of a certain style from another era. But I want to continue the Lunar Chronicles. It's a series that I really liked. Thank you so much to Alan for sending this to me, even though you do not understand my interest in the series. Alan seems to have a problem with emo characters, and I have a problem with that. Emos for life. Speaking of Alan, he also sent me Red Sister, the first book in the Book of the Ancestor trilogy series. I'm not sure what it is. I have heard so many mixed things about this book. Some people that I know say that this series is incredible, and some people cannot stand it and have DNF'd it multiple times, and I'm so curious. You know me, I always love it when a series is contentious like this, and some people despise it and some people love it. I love to find out where I'm going to fall in the rankings. And that is all the books that I've been sent physically that I have not read. In addition to physical books, though, I have also been gifted Kindle books. And I often read things on my e-reader. I'm not averse to Kindle books. I read more Kindle books than I do physical books. Over Christmas, Kate, the honorary book queen of the Discord server, The Book Friends, which is linked down below, available for everybody to join. Come over there and have a good time with us. She sent me the Kindle version of a book that I've been interested in reading for a long time. It's called Not All Fairy Tales Have Happy Endings, and it's the story of Sierra, the video game company that made games like King's Quest and Space Quest. I love video games. I love knowing about video game industry stuff and video game history stuff, and so this one has been on my radar for quite some time. I have to check it out. Thank you so much, Kate. And then also Mikayla, a longtime friend of the channel, sent me the Kindle version of A Natural History of Dragons, a memoir by Lady Trent by Marie Brennan. She said that I would love the world building in that. Angela, my friend from the channel Literature Science Alliance, has done nothing but praise that series and has only hyped up my interest even more. This is also a short one, which helps. Now it's a longer series, but if the chunks are digestible, I'm not so intimidated. Also, I feel like I'm already on Mikayla's crap list because there's many series that she likes that I've started that I have not completed. I feel like both the least I could do and the most offensive thing I could do is start a new series that she likes and not finish it. And that, to the best of my knowledge, is a list of all of the books that I've been gifted that I have not yet read. I apologize for any delays. I want to fix some of this. I actually have a full shelf dedicated to books that have been gifted to me that I'm hoping to work through slowly but surely. Thank you again to everyone that has sent me anything. As things roll into that P.O. box, I would like to at least give exposure to independent authors. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos from here on the channel, please hit that subscribe button. If you hit the bell, you'll get notified every time I post a new video. Thank you to everyone for watching. I love you, every single one of you. I'm not being disingenuous. 99.9% of the comments that I get here on this channel are incredibly encouraging and honestly are an amazing pushback against the general negativity of the internet. I'm serious. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your comments. Thank you for hanging out with me in the Discord. And of course, thank you to everyone who sent me something. Goodbye. Well, you sound like Waluigi now. One one day, you do your best. Blink 3 times, now they've left the nest. Try to set their head straight and fill them with dreams, but they're bursting with life, they shatter the seams. You kid so much more than the clay you can mold. You cling so tight, but you never can hold them back from becoming who they wanted to be. He's his own man now, not a clone of me. But I have the experience of so many mistakes. I'm just trying to warn him, guide the path he takes. There's so many dark roads he needs to avoid. I'm not a fun sucker, just trying to kill his joy. I'm bare on my soul, this is my last hurrah. First he gives me the silent treatment, next it's don't buy the lie that the purple man's offering. The end of that path leaves my boy in a coffin. I'm doing my best to comfort his mom. Now his L's in verse, is he too far gone? Chris, my old friend, what you do to my boy? Stuffy doll, Trojan horse, and Charlie is Troy. Well, your son likes Waluigi, your son likes Waluigi now.